Okay, I'm just on A. Let's go. B. So A is always ask, why am I an entrepreneur? Now, if you don't like the answer to that question, you're in the wrong lane of entrepreneurship. Don't knock entrepreneurship. You need to find the avenue of entrepreneurship that fits you. Mine was speaking, mine was training, mine was network marketing. Those fit me. Mine was not owning a McDonald's, mine was not owning a nail salon, mine was not owning a barbershop. So it's just different. It depends on what you got. Okay. B, build a business that people want to buy. That's how you have to treat it. See, the problem with a lot of you guys, because entrepreneurship, and I'm really going to talk about this when I talk to network marketers next week. I'm telling all you guys, man, don't miss that one if you're a network marketer. Okay. And don't get on it if you aren't a network marketer. If you're a network marketer, don't miss next week. But my point to you guys is, because a lot of times your business didn't cost 2.5 million, 8.3 million. Your business may have a relatively low startup, and you have not yet learned that it doesn't matter how much or how high or how low your business, how much it costs. On the low end, what matters is the value that you bring it. It doesn't matter how much the business costs. What matters is the value that you bring it. That's important. So there's a big difference between cost and value. With that being said, you want to build a business that others want to buy. See, I knew that no matter what, I was going to add a lot of value to my company, a lot of value to my business. So if I ever had to give it a true Wall Street evaluation, it's worth millions of dollars. Just one of my brands is worth between 2.5 and 3.8 million dollars. If somebody actually wanted to buy it, okay, there's formulas that you use to evaluate a company. If somebody actually wanted to buy one of my brands, they would have to give me 2.5 to 3.8 million dollars. So I've built a company that others are willing to buy, because the rate of return on their 2.5 or 3.8 million is infinite. So when you start a company, start it automatically and start training yourself and taking yourself through the motions as if it's a huge company, and you'll start working and attracting people who will help you become as big as you want to become. But you got to build it like somebody else is going to buy it. You can't build it like it's not worth anything. All right. That's important. C, create equity versus income. Create equity versus income. A lot of you guys don't understand that. See, let me tell you how important this is. A lot of people don't really know how to evaluate a company. When you're watching Shark Tank and they say, listen, I'll give you $100,000. I mean, sharks, I need $100,000 for 10% of my company. You got to be able to do the math quickly. That means they think their company is worth $1 million, because 10%, okay, of 1 million is 100,000. So the sharks start fighting for equity in that new project. So the person is thinking, based on sales and based on what they've done previously before they got to Shark Tank, my company's worth $1 million, because I'm giving you sharks a stake of 10% if you give me $100,000. The sharks will then go, no, I tell you what, I'll give you $100,000 for 50% of your company. What that means is the sharks have determined that your company is only worth $200,000. Think about the math. If I give you $100,000 and you give me 50%, then that means your company is only worth $200,000. So they're like, wait a minute, we're way off. I want $100,000 for 10%. That's $1 million evaluation. You want to give me $100,000 for 50%? That's a $200,000 evaluation. So the evaluation of a company is very, very important, because it determines how much equity you have and how much equity you want to give away. Now, a lot of you guys are saying, Brian, my company's not that big yet. Well, here's what you need to understand. You need to understand right now that if you have some tenacity, some consistency, and some stick-to-itiveness, It will be. You need to be able to evaluate other opportunities so you can then grow your company off the equity that you have in other companies. Let me say this again. You need to be able to understand the evaluation of companies so that you can get equity in other companies and then grow your company with the equity you're earning from other companies. So if you understand this wealth principle that I teach all the time called cash, asset, cash, you take some cash, you buy, build, or grow an asset, and that asset generates more cash. So you need to understand the evaluation of other companies so that you can learn to get equity in somebody else's idea, and then that idea funds your company. See, here's what I want you guys to understand. There are two sides to every company, two sides, operations and finance. The reason most people never, ever, ever succeed in business is because they only focus on operations and then they outsource the financial piece. I got a CPA, I got a CFO, I got a controller, and you don't understand anything about the financial side. So that's why the person who does understand it takes advantage of a lot of wealthy people, because the wealthy person usually focuses on operations. They never focus on finance. And if you don't focus on finances, you'll never understand how to evaluate your company or another company. You see? So newsflash, man, y'all need to watch, if you're not watching Shark Tank, entrepreneurs, you need to watch Shark Tank. You should be able to evaluate a company quickly. Hey, Sharks, I need $25,000 for a 10% stake in my company. You see, that means they think their company's worth $250,000 because if you give me $25,000, I give you 10% equity. You see, so the Sharks will argue and quickly bring the evaluation down and make that person make a decision as to whether or not they want to give up that much equity. You need to know how to do that so you'll know how to drive the value of your company. Even networkers, like next week when I talk to network marketers, your distributorship can be worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. People will pay millions of dollars for a distributorship. I know, because I've been offered millions of dollars for my databases and my downlines in the past, because that's how much the evaluations are worth. Okay, man, am I going to get to Z? Not at this rate.